Good morning, everyone. This is Nianjun from China. I'm honored to be here as the first speaker in 2008 IADC Asia Pacific Joining HSC conference. In the following time, I would like to share my thoughts about personal protective equipment, which brings us back to the basics. The title is Rethinking PPE and Solutions Forward. Problems from implementing PPE program will be discussed, also about what we can do to improve the effectiveness of a PPE program. This is a brief introduction of myself, having worked in the oil and gas exploration and production, including liquefied natural gas, for about 14 years, taking operation, safety, technical services, and sales positions. Currently, I am a doctoral student of China University of Geosciences in Geological Engineering. Before we go to PPE, let's take a short look at the incident. How is the incident caused? It is generally accepted that incident is a loss of energy, but incident does not just happen. There must be some reasons to cause the energy flow in a wrong way. When we talk about incident, we always look into the failure of 3 P's, that is, plant failure, process failure, and people failure. Plant failure is failed to prevent the incident from happening from a point of engineering. Process failure is the procedures or checklists are not fully implemented or followed. The last, but not the least, was the people failure. People may lack of sufficient training, skills, or determinations, which we will discuss in details later. This is a model of incident formation. Hazard will not go across through the barriers if any one barrier works. In the model, plant is at the upstream of the process, while people is at the bottom. In plant engineering, if work environment can be physically changed to prevent employee exposure to the potential hazard, then the hazard can be eliminated with engineering control. Such controls include initial design specifications, which means we eliminate the hazard from the very beginning. If we did not do it or it was too late for doing this, we will have to consider substitute less harmful material, change process, enclose process, or isolate process. This is the model of process efforts we make to stop the hazards from going further. We may apply job rotation to reduce workload, wet method to keep the environment in lower risk level, reinforce personal hygiene to prevent communicable diseases, and encourage housekeeping and maintenance program to improve the reliability of the process. Then let's take a look at the people. We need employees, experienced and skilled people to do the job, since they know the risk and also knows how to prevent. Our process greatly relies on people's performance. Sometimes luck is important to prevent incident from happening. That is why we have thus much near misses, not accidents. The last line of people's way is personal protective equipment. In most countries, PPE is clearly regulated and required. In some critical industries such as chemical, construction, oil industry, especially in drilling, it is required that employers must protect employees from hazards such as falling objects, harmful substances, noise exposures that can cause injury, etc. Under this requirement, employers must use all feasible engineering and work practice controls to eliminate and reduce hazards and use personal protective equipment. If the controls do not eliminate the hazards, PPE is the next level of control. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show that hard hats were worn by only 16% of those workers who sustained head injuries, although 2/5 were required to wear them for certain tasks at specific locations. Only 1% of approximately 770 workers suffering face injuries were wearing face protections. Only 23% of the workers with foot injuries wore safety shoes or boots, and about 40% of the workers with eye injuries wore eye protection equipment. A majority of those workers were injured while performing their normal jobs at regular work sites. PPE does not stop incidents, but it mitigates the severity of incidents. As a quick review, this is a list of typical PPEs. Pictures of all kinds of PPEs. A good PPE program will not succeed if we do not do it right. These are 4 frequently mistaken practices in a PPE program. We need people select the proper PPE and keep good maintenance on these PPEs, then use it correctly but never rely too much on the PPE. If we do not do like this, then we could encounter these 4 areas. How to choose proper PPE? The principle is first to understand the hazard, then based on this understanding, we choose the right PPE. At the same time, we shall make sure that PPE is in line with related standards. Different PPE goes to different standards. Good decision comes from right evaluation. We can apply right process of job safety analysis (JSA) to understand the hazard. Identify the key steps. Identify the tools and the equipment required. Identify the hazards, probability, consequence associated. Then develop procedures to remove or reduce the hazard. Achieve as low as reasonably practical and ensure all people involved fully understand their roles and responsibilities. While we can review an updated GSA, periodic review ensures GSA is current and valid, continues to reduce risk, may identify a new hazard we may have missed. After injury or illness such as back injury, hearing damage, respiratory problems, etc., we should review GSA to see if there is any occupational health issues we missed. This is OSHA's criteria to choose right PPE. And these are ANSI standards for some PPE's manufacturing and functionality. It is not rare that people simply put side shoes on prescription glasses to make safety glasses. This is not allowed and not acceptable. And people put plastic side shoes and prescription glasses to form a so-called safety glasses. You can find it here. Z87 shall be permanent and legally marked, as well as the manufacturer's mark or logo on all spectacle frames and temples, goggle bodies or housings, face shield headgear, and welding helmet components. This is a good example of qualified safety glasses, with manufacturer MSA and standard ANSI Z87+. These are 3 problems in maintenance. PPE is not properly maintained, such as do not store properly or wash gloves with washing machines. Another problem is inadequate care. There is no inspection on PPE such as self-contained breathing apparatus. Last one is excess wear. For example, a lot of people forget hard hat is like a person. It has knife. I have met a contractor wearing a hard hat with more than 5 years. hard hat will expire in 4 to 5 years. PPE will not protect us if we do not use it correctly, or even increase the risks. Examples are in no noise level area. Some companies still require that employee wear ear protection, but this may cause the employee fails to hear from others or public address announcement clearly, or wear gloves on moving machinery parts could get the hand grabbed. More strange, some employer requires workers wear safety harness when stepping worksite, not at a height. This may cause trip. We all know that when we work at 3 meters high, we need for safety harness, but some company requires that 2 meters to wear safety harness. It won't work. Remember, the buffer belt is about 1.5 meters. Also, this could create a force of security, such as wear cotton gloves for chemicals, wear non-electrical gloves for electrical work, wear substandard safety glasses for grinding work, wearing non-fire retardant suits for firefighting, etc., etc. There is a tendency that people are more and more relying on PPE. They only emphasize on PPE in every meeting and forget PPE's limited function. This brings more problem. Let's review what 4 problems happening in PPE program. They are improper selection, poor maintenance, improper use or misuse, and over-reliance on PPE. For a startup company, this happens in most cases, but for oil and gas related companies, they have complete HSE management system and good PPE programs with well-organized HSE management and financial support. Problem is still there. What is the reason? It is complacency, which could kill the whole organization. This is the story of a super major in our industry. Office of Health, Safety and Security mentioned in its ethnic investigation report on Safety Advisory, February 2007, that the oil company failed to adequately implement many important attributes of a sound safety program. It tended to have a short-term focus, and their decentralized management system and entrepreneurial culture delegated substantial discretion to the managers without clearly defining process safety expectations. The company did not ensure its management and workforce understand what was expected of them regarding process safety, and emphasizing personal safety over process safety. This is the curve of natural decline of injuries developed by Gary Higby from Higby and Associates Inc. As we can see from here, the injuries will decrease upon ages going up, while at the same time, the safety skills will greatly get improved until we reach a reasonable level and safe enough. But please note the red zone. There is still some room to improve. Efforts to improve the safety shall never stop. In different periods of life, different hazards exist. When a person grows to adult, the activity is far diverse. People may drive cars, motorcycles, snowmobiles, powerboats, automated equipment, etc. Also, they may have more exposure and more movements. Continuous improvement in safety is a must, and more attention shall be put on safety. It is always a fight between complacency and continuous improvement by plan, do, check, and affirmation. Sometimes complacency wins. Managers and supervisors do not focus on improving workplace environment, and employees are concerned to the present situation by thinking of We have been doing like this for many years. Nothing happened. Nobody pointed to me. I was wrong. So I think we are safe enough. Ask yourself, does this situation happen in your team? These are some observations of complacency. Too often, individuals and companies become complacent when it comes to safety. Managers are satisfied with mediocre safety performance and do not work to improve the environment by raising safety awareness and eliminating the potential for injury. Employees are content and are not attentive to their work environments. They become convinced that management is not concerned about safety. They begin to think they are not responsible for their own safety. Over time, the entire organization gives little meaningful attention to safety. The result is that employees begin to get in a hurry and take shortcuts on the job. They are more focused on production and get the job done than get it done safely. That attitude becomes an organizational norm. Near misses get unreported. No one wants to take the time to fill out forms, and employees don't understand the connection between sharing information and eliminating injuries. Managers do not pay attention to reports, so they become unimportant. The number of injuries increases and they become more severe. Everyone becomes frustrated. Employees blame management and management blames employees, yet no one is willing to take the action to improve the situation. Unfortunately, it often takes a fatal injury to cause everyone to focus on safety again. It is so bad, and don't let this happen to your organization. So, the solutions will be getting the managers committed to the safety program and get the employees involved. Commitment is to do what we say. Managers need to take time to walk around and talk to employees, visiting employees in their workplaces, whether on the shop floor, in the field, or in the office. Talk about your personal concern on safety, and then listen to their concerns. Take personal action to correct unsafe situations, and follow up to let employees know the outcomes. Make it a point to personally review all reports of near misses and injuries. When managers review reports of injuries and near misses, it demonstrates the information's importance. Follow up the reports to ensure that appropriate actions are taken to eliminate the causes of incidents in your organization that could result in larger, bigger direct hits. Take care to ensure that your follow-up is a positive action rather than a punitive one. Integrate safety into all aspects of management planning. During the organizational planning process, include safety goals and objectives, then ensure that the budget includes appropriate items for safety improvement. Communicate your organization's safety performance expectations, goals, objectives to the management level and to your employees. Encourage a sustainable change in the safety culture of your organization. Make it a point to review your organization's progress. Enable employees to get involved in the safety process. Identify areas where employees can become actively involved in the safety process and encourage their participation by allowing working time for appropriate activities. Ask employees with specific skills or interest to participate in safety improvement projects, then recognize their involvement and efforts. We can get employees involved by asking them reporting all unsafe conditions, attending safety meetings, serving on employee safety committees, planning and leading a safety meeting, participating in incident investigation and facility walkthroughs, engaging in conversations with supervisors and managers to share improvement ideas. Once employees have been properly trained, demonstrated competency, and have appropriate tools and PPE available, they should accept the accountability for their own decisions and actions. Only we fight against complacency and we win can we implement an effective PPE program to assure the safety. Thank you very much. That's all of the presentation. Now I would like to get your thoughts and make a short discussion.